I used to feel like, "Arey yaar, don't use this word." And he's like, "Why? तुम्हें इस word से नफरत क्यों है? What has this word ever done to you?" You know, so I had a huge issue with चमकीले in Dil Chahta Hai. We have one very enthusiastic singer and one and a begrudging one. The little one starts singing, the bigger one joins in, and when he joins in, it's really funny because he starts like as if he's being forced. In terms of really standing in front of a mirror and kind of doing anything, I think that award or that honor I have to give to Guns N' Roses. Hi, this is Farhan Akhtar. Please do watch us on ETimes.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Farhan, and it's always such a pleasure speaking to you about so many things.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to ETimes.
Always nice catching up with you. Thank you.
Thank you. To begin with, here you are with your independent album, Echoes. You're performing for the first time on the 2nd of December. Talk to us about the album and the fact that you are going to be back on stage.
Yeah, it's an album that released in 2019. And it was, it's a collection of songs that I was writing for maybe about 7 years before that. You know, that kind of came to some kind of conclusion with putting it into this album. We did have plans then, to tour with the Echoes album in 2020, in the following year. But unfortunately we couldn't because of, the world coming to a standstill. But now the live scene is kind of robust again. Concerts are happening all over the place, and this just felt like the right time to rekindle that that desire to kind of go out there and play this music, because we never got an opportunity to play it live.
Right.
So this was in discussion for a while that we should do it, and here we are.
Talk to us about, while growing up, which was that one band, which was that one, perhaps a rock star that you really looked up to, you watched, and you perhaps imitated
Wow.
while...
I don't know where to begin with this actually,
I know,
to be honest. My earliest memories of listening to the kind of music, of course, that we're doing in Echoes, the earliest memory of that is listening to the Beatles, I think would be the first. Their influence musically on me has been very, very deep, and it sustains. When recently that documentary came out, the Let It Be documentary that was out on Apple, if I'm not mistaken,
right.
I was absolutely glued to see how these 4 incredibly gifted musicians, just how what seems from the outside to be effortless, in terms of how they just sat around and over talking about other things, arguing, drinking wine, kids running around, friends coming, visiting and leaving, have created this absolutely magical album and then gone up to the roof and performed it. So the Beatles for sure. Post that, I'd say Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen is another huge influence. Bob Dylan is a huge influence. And in more recent times, music, I think Coldplay is an awesome band. Like them very much. There's many,
right.
but in terms of really standing in front of a mirror and kind of doing anything, I think no, it's actually not the Beatles.
Oh.
What did I say? That award or that honor I have to give to Guns N' Roses. When Appetite for Destruction came out, I completely lost my mind. I lost my mind.
I can totally imagine that. So when it comes to films also, how much is your contribution to the lyrics? You sit down and
Is my dad going to be watching that? Oh, no.
Or maybe you should ask Shankar Sandroy.
No, it's all him. It's strange for me to say anything. Of course, as a collaborator, you're there, and if there's something you want to say different, you know what I mean, in a song, then I do speak with him about it. But once he's understood what the director or the music composers are trying to say with the song,
right?
It's very rare that somebody goes in and changes the lyric at all. We've had the weirdest kind of discussions about, which I've said on many different places in interviews as well when I've spoken about him, about certain words that I used to feel like, "Arey yaar, don't use this word," and he's like, "Why? तुम्हें इस word से नफरत क्यों है? What has this word ever done to you?" So I had a huge issue with चमकीले in Dil Chahta Hai.
In Dil Chahta Hai,
right?
of course.
Kabhi na beete chamkile din.
Yeah.
Like my association of chamkile was with detergent.
Yeah.
Right? In my head. Because that was the only time I ever heard that word.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yaar, it's too detergent a word, we can't have it in a song. He's like, this word will become the USP of this song. Because it's not used in other songs. If you use Khushi ke din, ye din, he's like, every second song uses it. You know, so also just to understand what may sound different is not a bad thing. You know, when something's not with the norm, it actually could then represent and become the identity of the song. So all these learnings I've got from it.
And the fact that, you recently put up a video of your daughter singing, and
yes.
boy can she sing.
Yeah.
It was absolutely
thank you.
wonderful.
Thank
so talk to us about how you bond with perhaps your daughters over music.
Yeah, both of them actually. I mean, I don't have any video of the older one, unfortunately. But both of them are really into music. The older one also is like now teaching herself guitar, and is singing. She's part of this one little singing society in the UK where she's studying right now.
Right.
And the younger one is absolutely, like, she's completely focused on music. I think she wants music and I think musical performance in some way to be a major part of her life. Mm-hmm. And I'm really happy. I mean, because if you can, if that's what gives you happiness, that's amazing.
Nothing like it. Not only humans, you've got your dog singing as well. That was the most adorable video I have ever seen.
We have one very enthusiastic singer and and a begrudging one, the two dogs. So only when the little one starts singing, the bigger one joins in. Otherwise, he doesn't sing at all. Okay. But and when he joins in, it's really funny because he starts as if he's being forced, but he has no choice because I think it's some kind of a pack mentality thing that kicks in. And then he starts howling, so it's quite sweet.
Yeah, and the fact that you love indies is also so beautiful. All for...
Yes, indie dogs, indie music.
Yes. Thank you so much for talking to us and all the best. Looking forward to your performance on the 2nd of December.
Thank you. I hope you come.
And definitely, we'll be there. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.